There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the Tweaker Pad.
Quiet, please. No need to shout. No need to yell. No need to have a riot. Shut your eyes. Take a deep breath. Oh, you've gone quiet.
They are extremely meticulous and can be easily identified by a headlamp or flashlight, which is inclusive to the tweaker culture. They can usually be found in the company of
Shadow folk.
You're in Campo, good enough.
Just to like get my friends to hang out with me during the pandemic.
Shut
I'm
the fuck
like,
up.
I have a show. You should come on my show. Now I'm committed to it though.
Hey, yeah. I'm sorry it took me so long to get on here.
Oh, it's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
We're happy you're here.
I'm a busy guy.
I'm sorry, I'm just making so much money. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ramblings at the Tweaker Pad. I am your host, Kylie Inman, and joining me today is a long-time friend, Evan Henderson.
That's me.
Go ahead and give yourself a little introduction to my audience.
What's up, I'm Evan Henderson? I'm a longtime friend of Kylie.
Enough said.
Yeah, I would say, freaking, if you already seen the previous, you've seen the Four Amigos video and all that.
Oh my god.
Freaking, yeah, that's me.
Which I actually want to make a video, like just the video itself of sitting you four boys down, like watching it and reacting to it again.
I was just saying, my perspective of it is you nailed it.
Did I nail it?
I mean, at that time, I'm not to say all those things are completely accurate now.
Yeah, right.
But at the time,
in high school,
it was on point. It was there. My favorite, like, alright, so obviously mine is fucking funny. I gotta laugh at it. But my favorite is Wyatt Collins. Because
is it?
it's just I love that guy. Wyatt Collins, love you, dog.
I put it in slow motion because I could not move slow enough to like act him out. Everyone was like, the Tyler one is good. You clearly spend a lot of time.
Oh yeah, well, and that one's accurate because he did have the fucking tight stick. He would be like, yo, you gotta stand on your shirt? Tight stick.
I also literally looked like him when I pulled my hair to the side.
For sure. He's the most feminine out of all of us.
A little bit. That was good. I was such a dork in high school. I was like not partying at all. I thought I wasn't cool, but then I found out later Dylan was like, no, like you were not allowed. Like I wasn't allowing you.
Oh yeah, I mean because you have the big brother, so
right,
that's totally a factor.
So
in the
everyone was
equation.
partying before New Year's, and I was like, I'm just gonna fucking make fun of the cool kids. Like fuck it, the Four Amigos. Like let's just roast them. That was a good time.
I was a cool kid.
You were like the cool
fucking
kid.
Shit.
I would say okay. So you and your brother. You guys kind of symbolize to me like mountain kids. Like whenever I'm trying to like when I meet people from town or whatever, and I'm gonna like describe like what are people from my town, like I always bring up you boys first. And it's so funny that your last name is Henderson, and we're gonna talk about Bigfoot today.
Oh, Harry and Henderson.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen Willie's Bigfoot movie?
He made a Bigfoot movie?
Yes.
What the fuck?
My dad's like the star of it.
No. When did he make this?
In college. It's like his like actual like
debut
production movie or whatever.
Oh my god.
It's like 10 minutes or something like, but look up Willie Henderson on YouTube.
Yes. No, his channel name is something different from his name, right?
No, I think it's Will Henderson.
Henderson, okay.
That's what I always just Google.
Shout out Will Henderson, go subscribe and like his stuff. He is a talented videographer.
Beer Run, Bigfoot movie, that's it.
Yeah. I watched, what was the one where he's like, there's so many cool like camera tricks he did where there's like two of him in the room, like slowly zooming in on a door.
I don't remember what that one is called, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
It was very cool. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that Willie went in that direction. Like, I would love for him and I to make some shit.
Yeah, I mean, you freaking make some cool videos.
Catherine and I had this idea. Okay, have you seen the show Love Island?
No.
Okay, it's all these fucking, like, retarded British people that get, like, locked in...
Are they, like, literally retarded? Like,
no, they're, like, hot. They're, like, hot party people. It's a bunch of people with Down syndrome, and they lock them in a fucking... What would you call a mansion? It's, like, a mansion with a pool. It's like a communal living center.
An oasis.
Real life British edition.
Right, and they're all supposed to, like, couple up and whoever is like the best couple at the end wins like $1 million, right? I wanted to do a show called Love Mountain, and like I want it to be like scripted.
Bobby
right?
and Teresa are winning that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I want people to like reenact like the couples up here, and we'll like call them out and be like Love Mountain.
That would be really bad, but really,
It would be really good. Like, I'm just trying to get in a fight before my nose job, honestly. So let's like go. Let's go.
Exactly.
Okay, Evan, do you want to tell my audience anything about yourself before I dive into some deeper questions about you?
I guess let's just go for it.
Okay, wait. I have surface questions before I have
All right,
questions.
yeah, give them some background.
So that was a trick.
All right, yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
24.
Ugh. Aging every day.
I'm young. What do you mean? I'm in my prime.
No, man, 24 is so young for a man, but like 24 for a girl is like, are you thinking about it? Like, are you getting serious?
I would never date a woman younger than me ever again. So
Smart.
24 would be like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Youngest they could be 25.
And what's the reasoning?
Because there's so much. Like, not to say that young women are not intellectual or not, anything that an older woman is, but an older woman typically knows what she wants, and it's easier just to be honest with it. There's less games.
Boundaries. It's
exactly.
boundaries. I would never date an older man again.
Yeah. You 18, catch him.
Hey, Clint. I mean, for the same thing, like I didn't have boundaries, and like it becomes less about partnership and more about power, and it's like,
oh yeah, no,
that's not fun. That's
a relationship is definitely all about. I think a perfect relationship is two independent people, completely sustainable on their own, that when they're together, lift each other up.
Right, like interdependence.
Like no dependence.
No dependence.
No dependence.
Why not?
Because I maybe emotionally dependent, like to an extent, but not that much. Like everything else is like, I want a girl that could be like, fuck you, I already got my own house, I got my own life, I got my own everything going on.
This is so interesting.
And that turns me on. You got your own house.
Is it because like she's not going to be clingy and like restrict your freedom, and you're all about like being free and like open?
Probably like also I totally like work like probably close to like 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
And so if it's like a girl that's like clingy like that, then they might get mad. But it's like I'm trying to only work for the next 10 years anyways, and then retire.
Yeah,
so.
Just get all that time crunched in right now.
Exactly.
Smart. See, I'm of the belief like we have like needs. Like you should meet all of the needs that you can that are your own, but we have social needs that like you just can't argue with. Like you need certain things.
You need to be around your family. You need to be around your friends. You know. And you have to be like completely independent of yourself and boost each other up.
Yeah. I'm like halfway agreeing with you, but like I don't know, maybe I'm a little needy. Okay, so that was how old are you?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school, Evan?
Went to high school at Mountain Empire. The great Mountain Empire. Go Red Hawks.
Alma mater.
And then,
I love that school. So many people talk shit. I'm so happy I went there.
Oh, I'm so grateful for my high school experience. You know, maybe if I was a cool kid or whatever, it made it a little bit cooler, but whatever.
You were in the dumpster every day. Like, no one wanted to see you.
Exactly. They shoved me in lockers and shit. Yeah. It was rough.
All the lockers at our school.
But, so Mountain Empire, that was tight. Yeah. And then I went to college at Colorado Mesa University.
Oh, right. I forgot you did that.
Yep, did not graduate.
How was it though? What was your college experience?
Oh, fuck! It was a movie.
It was a movie. I bet you did the fucking like just party.
I took acid every other Thursday.
Oh my
for
God.
like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, so look, this really sets the precedence for my college experience. The first day I was there, so I moved to Colorado, and I knew nobody. Like, my grandma and grandpa lived 400 miles away from the town that I lived in.
Oh, shit.
So that was the closest people that I knew that was there, and I knew nobody else at all. Mm-hmm. And so I meet my roommate, and he like just so happened to be from San Bernardino. Yeah. So we're like, oh yeah, we're the Cali boys, whatever.
We're the Cali boys.
So we go out walking around. We're like, we're gonna go find a freaking college party, and I was like on a mission to find some weed. Yeah. So like that was
You're
like
in
really
Colorado. You made it.
Like, dude, I need to get high in Colorado.
And it was not legal in California yet.
It was not legal in Cali yet. It was like I think that year is when it turned legal in Cali.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, I'm gonna go find some weed, and then
Nice.
yes. Side note, I realized not until my first night moved into the dorms that I lived in the only county in all of Colorado that recreational weed was not legal.
Are you fucking kidding
The only county.
See, like, I used to have social media back then, and you wouldn't have been able to tell from following on social media.
No, I mean, freaking, I got legal real quick, but I got Medicard and shit. But anyway, so I'm out there looking for some pot, and we, like, come across this dude I met. He's a good friend now, still a great friend. His name's Austin.
Yeah.
And, he like was smoking us out, and he's like, hey, like, I have a friend that goes to school here. There's a party down the street. Let's go there.
Yeah.
So we go into this party, and it's like this 2-story house with these big wood beams like holding up the second story, and like the bottom story is all open. And we're in there, and it's like there's like so many people in there. I was like, damn, this is college. Like, fuck yeah, this is super cool. And they're like going, like you could feel like the whole house kind of shaking. Yeah. And all of a sudden, like this one beam just fucking splits. And like little splinters go everywhere. And like it starts falling, and then another one breaks.
This
and
is
another
beautiful Colorado home.
And we're
crumbling.
fucking running out of this building because the party was going so hard that the fucking top story fell onto the bottom story.
This is your first college party.
This is the first night I know nobody more than 10 minutes.
That is like a movie. That is setting the scene.
And I was like, this is what college is? Like,
oh my god.
This is fucking sick. So, yeah, my college experience was really tight. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Came back to Cali later on, and then I did go to like Grossmont College and shit like that, but that's not at all the same.
So different from my college experience. My college experience is like sitting in the front of the class and like arguing with my professors about critical race theory. Oh. And I'm like, this is evil. And they're like, what? And I'm like, you guys are demons.
Only class I failed was psychology, like, you know, Psych 101 or whatever, you know.
What
for the professor came at us saying, hey, you know, animals don't have like a conscious thought. And I was like, you've never had a dog.
Yeah,
like, you've never had a cat.
Dog.
Like you've never had a relationship with an animal. I'm telling you, they know when they did wrong or whatever. Yeah. And like we just got all into it, and I got too frustrated, and he kicked me out of class. And
if I'm crying, my cats come and cuddle me.
They know. They can feel
They feel you.
Exactly.
They feel you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're probably
so
even more conscious of people's like emotions and what they're outputting. Even like because some people, you know, hide it. You know, they're not showing what they
but
feel.
They can feel that stuff. And like we can all lie to each other. We're all surface. We're all thinking about how we look or what we're saying that we can't always pick up on other people the way an animal's like, I'll lick my asshole right in front of you. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Exactly.
Like I'm here in reality.
We should do more like that.
We should just lick our assholes in front of people. That's the next slogan of the show. This is season 2 slogan. Just lick your asshole in front of me.
I can only reach my dick. So.
Damn, that's still impressive.
Yeah. Yoga. So yoga's for. What was that real? That like rumor in junior high that Marilyn Manson like removed his ribs?
Yeah, that's real.
Suck his penis.
Yeah.
Is that gay?
It's gay if you come in your mouth, for sure.
That's the only way.
I actually just had this conversation with somebody the other day.
There's no way you did.
I swear, me and Brendan Findle.
No, I would be Brendan.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's gay. I'm sorry.
Only
no
if you come in the mouth, though.
No, it's gay all the way.
If you suck, that's what I think a little bit.
You're like, is that's it's gay, but if you jack off, you're like still kind of like
I feel like, how can you resist it, though, if you can get your own dick in your mouth? Like, how can you resist? You know?
I mean, even if I could, I don't know if I would.
Oh, really?
Just like, I don't know.
What for? The principle?
I guess.
You're a man of principle?
No, but I don't know. Like, that is... It's a weird situation.
Yeah, it is.
Probably would try it, you know, in the comfort of my own home.
Give it a swing.
One finger in the butt and then my dick in my mouth and we'd be there.
It is Pride Month.
Hey. With the groceries, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I live alone.
Okay, so what are you doing for work now?
I grow recreational cannabis.
Hell yeah, and it's so legal. It's the most legal shit. He's legit.
Yeah, it's
we
legit.
love it.
Dad, it's legit.
We love the law. We love the law. Whenever a cop passes me, I say, hello, I love the law.
Exactly. No, actually, it's like this. I go and I get my hair cut, and my barber is like my investor, and I would tell him, hey, cut me up, make me look like a cop.
Yeah.
So if they ever bust in, I'm all, hey, I'm here with you guys.
Oh my god.
Where's he
That's
at?
so funny. You are Irish too, huh?
I am Irish.
Yeah, you fit
Dutch
right
Irish.
in. Dutch Irish. That's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, so now it's time for the deep stuff, and then we will eventually get into the topic, which is Sasquatch, but Evan is a very interesting person, and I wanted to expose him on my show.
Pretty boring.
So, pretty boring. You're a little interesting. Diving deep. Are you ready for it?
Let's hear it.
What is your number one belief holding you back and preventing you from getting you what you want in life? We can have a moment too.
Like, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
maybe being too nice. Like, I am like, I don't want to like hurt other people's feelings.
Yeah.
You want to get real serious about it.
Yeah.
I'm really, really nice, and there's a lot of situations where I like either waste my time, waste my money, waste some aspect of my whole being to do something beneficial for somebody else.
Yeah.
And, you know, whether it's staying up too late with a homie that wants to kick it all night and, you know, we're getting nothing accomplished but drinking and fucking off.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, I'm there, it's being with them, and I just don't want to tell them to get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
Or...
But that's your authentic feeling, is I would like to go to bed. I'm a productive dude.
Exactly. And I know in my head, I'm like, dude, you know what? It's 11:30. We're freaking...
Yeah.
If I could get up at 5 tomorrow, we could get a lot done, but I'm not going to get up till 7:30 now. So.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that it's almost like, I mean, I've heard this phrase before, like, being nice is not a virtue, but, like, it's really hard to not want to be likable, you know, and to do the hard thing, which is, like, to look like a dick and be like, get out of my house, you know?
Exactly.
Even though most of the time your friends are probably cool, they're not going to give a fuck. They're like, all right, rad, like, I'll go figure my shit out.
And they never do when I ultimately tell them that they gotta go, but...
They never leave? Oh my God.
No, they're like, don't give a fuck. I'm like, hey, you guys gotta go.
Saying,
Come back tomorrow and it's the same thing over
You gotta
and
hang out
over.
with people who listen to your boundaries, man. I feel that. I think if I were to answer that question for myself, like, you know, we'll both be open and vulnerable here, because they get deeper. The thing that limits me, I think, is, like, negative self-worth beliefs. Telling myself, like, even though I know I have the capability to do whatever I want and to go for it, like, if I dedicate myself to it, there's just some things where I'm like, oh, that's not for someone like you. Oh, someone like you doesn't deserve X, Y, and Z. And it's like, that's an interesting belief to have. Like,
that's a hard belief to overcome.
Yeah.
I'm lucky in the manner that I'm like the opposite of that. I almost get myself in too deep sometimes.
Really? Yeah.
I could do that, no problem. I got it, and then I get into it, and I'm like, fuck. I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah, that's almost the dichotomy between, like, male and female psychology, where, like, women are definitely way more neurotic, and we're way more... Well, it's to the benefit of the baby. If we're more geared toward negative emotions, we're going to be far more sensitive. And if you're far more sensitive, you can feel into a thing that you need to meet all of its needs and it can't talk to you. You know? Like, gotcha. I literally, if I don't meet your needs, you're gonna die, and you don't have language. So, like, I gotta be sensitive as fuck, you know?
For sure, true that.
But,
thank God.
Yeah, when it comes to, like, competing in, like, a male world, in the corporate world, which I love capitalism, I love the competition, the chase, whatever, like, but the limiting beliefs will get you.
Oh, absolutely. Like, if whatever you tell yourself you can't do, you're not going to be able to do.
Yeah, exactly.
If you come into it telling yourself you can't do it, even if you can't, you know, you're at least going to charge at it with 100%. Yeah. And the confidence goes a long ways in anything you do. Anything, absolutely.
Clint and I were just kind of talking about something like this. Like, you'll see a dude that looks so huge in the gym, and then, like, you'll be like, oh, can you lift this? Can you lift that? Whatever. And it's like, oh, he can't even lift what a smaller dude is lifting, and it's like, is that a self-limiting belief? Is that genetics?
No,
like,
that's genetics for sure. Or like on that aspect of it for sure, because there's some people that are just like fit, you know, like your mom. She's fit.
Don't do that. Fuck. Don't do that on my show, Evan. You motherfucker.
She works hard for it. All right, cut that part out.
She does. No, let's go in. Prime example.
No, but for real though, like anybody, you know, you can't underestimate yourself in anything, no matter what it is.
Yeah, that's true. That'll get you.
It will get you. It will definitely get you.
Yeah, but you know what? You just go for stuff anyways. You let shit happen. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yep.
Deep shit. This is actually not that deep. This is a buffer for another deep one.
All right.
What are you naturally good and talented at? What did you come into this world being good at?
I guess probably my best, like, natural talent that's actually useful for real life is being able to, like, read a situation, kind of, like, you know, say what somebody wants to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say, like, being manipulative.
Sure.
But, like,
No,
borderline being manipulative.
All people are manipulative.
Yeah, like,
all
so
people are manipulative.
being able to manipulate a situation that's
we haven't
positive.
smoked anything yet,
I know,
by
here,
the
let's
way.
spark one of these up, too.
I wanted to should we hotbox it or is it too hot in here? What do you think?
It's already hot, but, you know, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's fucking...
What do you think? What are you saying?
Smoke one of these things.
Alrighty. You want to close that door, Clint? If we get crazy hot, we can open it. There's nothing set in stone.
Real quick on the ad, check out the Packwoods at Empire Gardens, you know?
Empire Gardens! I like that.
It's
a
not
nice
mine,
name.
but that's who I go for, so.
What's yours? What's your name?
Mine is Lucid Farms, right here, I had to represent.
Lucid Farm. I saw you pop up on Instagram. I was like, who the hell?
Yeah, no,
Who the
that's me.
hell is that?
I'm not very active on the freaking Instagram, but
Oh yeah, me neither. Just kidding. Those TikTok things get addicting as fuck.
I don't have a TikTok either.
I don't have a TikTok either, but that shit, it's on like every platform now. If you watch anything, TikTok show up. I was gonna say something about manipulation. This is actually a point I want to make. I read this in a book, this good book called The Anatomy of Loneliness by Teal Swan. And she was saying manipulation occurs. One, if you're a psychopath and you literally just like don't feel for other people and you're like choosing to like consciously manipulate, right? And sometimes there's a positive reason for manipulation, whatever. It's not always bad. But most manipulation is unconscious. I'd love to try some of this if you want to try mine.
Of course.
Dude, like such a baby hit. I was like, I'm gonna cough so hard. I need to do like the tiniest little hit.
I'm already coughing, it's all good.
Yeah. Anyways, most manipulation is unconscious, and it happens when we have a need. You can't dispute your needs. You can't argue with them. But we've been telling ourselves a story that we don't deserve it or we can't get it or whatever. So instead of just saying, hey, I have this need, you go through the back door.
What were you talking about?
We were talking about what you're good at.
Manipulations.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like, what's
And
Evan's
needing
natural
where
gift?
You're getting what you need. I got you.
Yeah. I'm like, what's your natural gift? You're like, yo, I'll
Dustin.
manipulate the fuck out of someone. Does it help you in negotiations, like being a businessman?
Yes.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
You know what people want to hear?
Sometimes. Sometimes I'm way off. But
I'm way off.
sometimes I'm on point.
Yeah.
I could say something, but if I ever mention this podcast to my boss, he'll watch it, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it.
Okay, don't say it.
But I got you, motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay, is there no, like, I'm imagining no more of a scary feeling than when you think you're manipulating somebody and they're just, like, seeing right through you.
This is an ashtray? No,
It's a
this
candle, but you can ash it in there. It's all good.
My
Citronella, bud.
My bad.
Fuck the mods. Yeah, that's scary, though. Fucking.
Alright, so if I'm manipulating somebody, do I think about it? Is it?
Do you?
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes.
If I'm saying something that's not true, I obviously know that I'm lying, and I'm lying with the intention of getting what I want out of that lie.
Right, so that lying is one way of manipulating, for sure. And, like, that's a super conscious way of manipulating, right?
Yeah.
But then there's other ways of manipulating, like all these relationship dynamic things, like victim mentality or, like, playing games.
Okay, yeah, so freaking... Sometimes I'll play the weaker card regardless of how I feel in the situation.
Yeah.
Like, I'll act like I'm not as freaking confident or not as, like, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to play it off to be lower than the person that I'm talking to.
Really?
To make them feel empowered.
Okay.
And then I'll be like, oh, well, okay, like, you're all grateful this.
Yeah.
I just want this. And like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, that's fine.
Nice. That's a good one.
Perfect.
I'm so like, I used to think when I was a kid that people could hear my thoughts, so like, I'm so bad at like, they probably can.
I think that if your ears start ringing, there's somebody listening.
No, my ears are ringing all the time.
It's either that somebody's talking about you or that somebody's in your head.
That's a funny little belief. That's a cool one. I like when people have little beliefs like that.
It's a weird thing I do. Whenever my ears are ringing, I close my eyes because I think that they could like see out of my eyes,
Dude.
and think my thoughts. So I'm like close my eyes and like
Okay.
think nothing. All right,
Think
then it goes
nothing.
away.
This is the weirdest thing. This is the weirdest thought that ever popped into my head as a kid, like junior high, and it's about your little brother for some reason. I just had this random thought. I was like, what if like there's one person in the world that could like see through my eyes at any moment? I'm like, what if that person was Willie Henderson? And I was like, oh, that's a funny thought. But then like randomly throughout like junior high for some reason, I would just think about like, what if Willie could see what I'm seeing right now? And it's the most random thing. Like I don't know why I chose him or why it would pop up all the time, but like there'd be just some moments where I'd be like,
He'd be a good person to see things through your eyes. I feel like he's a very like open-minded person, you know?
I have not thought about this in years, but like you specifically talking about that, I was like, oh my god.
It's getting smoky in here.
It's getting a little smoky.
You're not going to be able to see it on the camera.
I was tripped out on that. I would get like, oh my god, that movie 50 First Dates, that shit tripped me out so bad, and I would think about it all the time.
Because you're like, am I waking up and reliving the same day again?
I would like check the shampoo bottles. I'd be like, what was the level yesterday? I'm like, wait, but if they're refilling it, I just wouldn't know what the level is, like, of the shampoo bottles.
That would be a trip. That would be a trip.
Teresa Findle and I used to watch that movie every single weekend. We loved that movie. So it got in my head for sure. Trip me out. Okay, I have another deep question for you. What are you avoiding right now and why?
Relationships.
Really? Why?
100%. Why? Because I'm fucking
Like,
sick
okay,
and
what
tired
type of relationship? Like a romantic relationship?
Romantic relationships.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're sick and tired of them?
Oh, yeah.
They've been complicated?
They've been complicated.
See, I always try to avoid romantic relationships, but I just, like, I can't.
Here we go being candid. Fuck you, Carrie. I want my shit back.
Give him his shit, Carrie. Where is his shit? Who's Carrie?
She's from up here, too, so it'd be
Oh,
all
is she?
bad. I shouldn't get that far into it.
Oh.
But I'll be candid about it.
Okay.
Carrie Kirby, fucking Ray Hammond's older sister. She took half my shit.
Really?
She thinks I had 2 forks when she moved in. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, she thinks I had 2 forks.
Dumb. And then
That's like a marriage ending, dude. You guys got a divorce. She took half your shit.
that's like my second divorce, and I've never been married.
Yeah, oh my god. That's a lot. That's hard. Because you get serious. You get serious about people.
Because I care.
You care.
And I want it to work. Like,
Yeah.
even in that situation, I was like, kind of in my head at the beginning, I didn't even think that it was going to work out for like the long term.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you know, like if you keep coming at relationships with this mentality that it's not going to actually work out,
Right.
then it never will.
Right.
So
it's
I was
like
like,
self-limiting belief.
exactly.
Yeah.
So just go for it with your whole heart and freaking see what happens.
It's the worst when you do that though, like just on the principle and you don't have the feeling for the person though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and
like
I fucked it up. So, I mean, but she stole my shit. So.
But she's always shit. Give me my stuff. That's so funny. Okay, I'm trying to think what I'm avoiding right now. I think I'm actually gonna be good. I am gonna be so good.
We got them smoked out here.
I'm already smoked out. I'm fucking talking about Willie Anderson seeing through my eyes. Like, hi.
You got to be high when you're talking about Bigfoot.
Absolutely. Okay, and that's coming up very soon. But what was I about to say? Where was I going with that? Should we just abandon ship? Because I totally forgot.
I thought you were about to ask a new question.
But you're ignoring or...
What are you ignoring?
I'm avoiding this question. I'm avoiding getting organized. I know that like in order to be as precise and effective as I need to be, like in terms of like my businesses right now and everything in my life, I need to be like deadly organized and like super disciplined, and I'm just not there at the moment.
You don't have a planner?
I do have a planner. I have all of the tools. I have all the tools at my disposal. No, this is me just avoiding it. Just like,
yeah.
And I don't know why. Am I afraid to actually succeed, or I don't think I'm lazy. Like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I know I'm not a lazy person. So like, what is it in my head?
So
you know?
what's your priorities then? When you're not planning shit or you're not organizing shit, what are you prioritizing above that?
I'd say people. Yeah.
So you're being too sociable,
yeah,
which is not a bad thing.
It's
you know,
hard though.
like,
After the year of fucking being alone, I'm like, I just want to be with people all the time. Like, I just want to, hang out.
Quote from an anonymous person, right?
Yeah.
When you're on your deathbed,
yeah,
and you're thinking back at your life,
Yeah.
you're never ever going to think that you wish you would have, spent more time on your phone, that you would have watched some fucking TV show, that you would have, went and made money somewhere, did something like that. It's going to be about the human relationships that you had. And you're never going to be laying on your deathbed saying, damn, I had too many friends. Or damn, I was like too fucking of a good person. I really helped some people out in my life.
That's so funny.
So you take into what matters in the end.
That's absolutely true. That is such a good point,
Yeah.
But it's like, your girl likes cash, so we can have it both. We can get a little more serious.
You can definitely get it both ways.
Okay. All right, my last question. Who or what is your biggest scapegoat in your life?
My imagination.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You blame things on your imagination?
No, I blame things on fucking shit that don't exist. So it's really myself.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's me,
Yeah.
but, like, that's not a scapegoat if it's yourself.
Yeah.
Freaking, I don't really, like, put any person as a scapegoat. I mean, maybe I would say, like, my dog. I'm going to cut out of things because of my dog.
Oh, really?
Or, like, say, hey, I got to go let my dog out.
Oh,
And she's
scapegoat
fine?
like that. Yeah.
So.
Well, that's more, okay, I guess that is kind of a scapegoat.
Yeah, yes, I fuck shit up, but I don't really put the blame on anybody else.
Yeah.
Like,
You're willing to be
I'll own
accountable.
it. Yeah, like, if it was truly my fault, then it was truly my fault, and I'm gonna.
This is one of the qualities I like the most about other human beings. Is if people are willing to say, I'm wrong, and I did bad. I'm willing to be wrong and look bad in this situation.
Say, I'm wrong, and by admitting to you I'm wrong, I'm going to know how to be right the next time.
Yes, yeah. So. It's more important than being right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Nobody knows
Except
everything.
for Jesus motherfucking Christ. Okay.
Alright, that motherfucker made mistakes too.
Yeah, maybe. Debatable. And I'm open for the debate.
My Jesus, I feel like, is a different Jesus. Because I
like to see my Jesus in a tuxedo t-shirt.
Yeah, my Jesus is in a tuxedo t-shirt. He's turning that water into fucking wine. And, like, I swear, I, like, read that part of the Bible too and was fucking, like, they were literally at a party.
Right.
And they ran out of wine.
Yeah.
And
Jesus,
it was a feast, a feast, but a party.
Mm-hmm.
And freaking they ran out of wine, and Jesus was like, hey guys, step back.
Yeah.
Wine.
But Robbie told me, and he's missed a history, the reason that they were drinking alcohol in the olden days wasn't to party. Of course, that probably was the result, but it was because water was contaminated most of the time, and that was your way of knowing that you had a clean drinking source, was if it was alcoholic.
The alcohol killed the water, killed the contaminant in the water.
Yes, yeah.
Alright, that's fair. Fucking, I'll accept that. I don't know either way.
They didn't know about bacteria. They just knew, if you just drink some of this water sometimes, you fucking die hard, so you gotta drink the alcohol.
Alright, fair enough. Well, getting drunk was a byproduct.
Yeah, it was a byproduct. But maybe they were partying. I don't know about all that.
Hey, maybe that's why they were cheering. Clean water. It's gonna get us faded.
It's gonna get us faded. I love water. I'm drinking water right now. It's the key to life.
Water is a key
soft
component.
poops only.
That's how they're supposed to be?
The little there's this book, you can get it from Barnes and Noble. It's a picture book of all the different types of poops and a description.
I probably couldn't stomach that.
You couldn't stomach it? Are you really sensitive to that stuff?
I don't know. Yeah, like, kind of. Like, it's not like if, like, somebody's like, look at this picture of,
Well, they're
whatever.
cartoons. They're cartoons.
Oh,
it's not actual. It's not scientific. It's a joke.
Like, alright, like, I could look at it in a scientific manner, but somebody's like, dude, look at this shit I just took. Fuck you, dog.
I'm gonna guess that Wyatt Parley was the person.
Oh, good dude, yeah, him
He
for
saw
sure.
the person to be like, oh, the biggest shit I took today, and send it to all contacts.
The other thing that gets me out in the male community is like, dude, look at this fucking picture of my dick.
Yeah,
Why
that's
the
interesting.
fuck do I want to see a picture of your dick? My boss shows me a picture of his dick every other day.
No.
I'm like,
why?
And I'm playing the little guy, so I fucking gotta look at this picture of his dick. I'm like, dog, stop showing me a picture of your dick.
He's asserting his dominance.
No, well, and it's like he's like got a girl in it too or some shit. And it's like
oh,
dude.
that's weird.
Like,
That's
but I was like, I don't want to see that. That's all I can see, my guy. Like,
yeah. Very interesting. I've had girlfriends try to be like that, where they're like, oh yeah, like guys send each other a picture of their penises. Like, we can just show each other our bodies. And it's like they came out later to be gay, but we're just girls. Like, we can look.
I mean, freaking, I don't know, fucking. I don't want to be like super fucking stereotypical, but it's 2021.
Yeah.
You can fucking, you know, you should be able to be pretty comfortable with your body.
No, I'm not worried about being naked, but it's just funny. Like, the two friends that I ever had be like, oh, like.
Let's send pictures of ourselves naked to each other?
Yeah, like, oh, can I send you a picture of my boobs? I'm like, okay, they ended up being gay. And I was like, oh, all right. Nice tits, like, I don't know. I'm definitely high. I'm so off topic.
They're probably some nice tits.
They were beautiful. They're wonderful. Sasquatch. Do you believe in the Sasquatch?
Of course.
Of course?
Yeah, no
Just
doubt.
that simple?
100%.
What gives you a belief in Sasquatch?
Fucking-
Then again, like, I'm all into everything that Joe says, so, like, you feel free to judge me. I want hardcore Q.
I'm, like, freaking totally, like, open-minded to anything.
Same,
There could be anything out there. So who am I to say that that's not out there?
Yeah.
And that Sasquatch is not 100 times smarter than us, been around for 100 times longer than us, and knows how to stay the fuck hidden because he's a smart mother, or he or she is a smart motherfucker.
Come on.
Alright, they.
They
whatever.
is. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I think after tonight we'll have a belief in Bigfoot because we'll be reading some testimony. We'll be looking into some history.
Have you heard that Oklahoma state mandate?
What is the Oklahoma state mandate?
Just passed recently.
Yeah.
$3 million cash. Anybody that brings in a Bigfoot live. Live. It cannot be a dead Bigfoot. It's got to be a living Bigfoot.
Why? Why not dead though? I feel like dead is just as much of a miraculous discovery.
No, they freaking want to. I don't know what they.
I mean, a live one. They want to do.
Maybe they got another Bigfoot and they're trying to breed them up.
They're actually like an
and
extinct species.
Sell them to all the countries or something.
Oh my god, the elites are gonna be drinking their blood soon. Like,
who fucking knows?
Did you get into Q at all? Did you ever hear QAnon? You never heard about QAnon?
Freaking, me and Jacob Wilson talked about it slightly.
I got deep, dude. I learned everything.
I know, like, about the freaking whatever.
Adrenochrome?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, that
how
shit is
that all
real.
worked.
Like,
Yeah, it's for sure real.
Yeah.
So check this out.
Mm-hmm.
To feed your freaking conspiracy.
Yeah.
I used to work for the dude that owned Qualcomm, right?
Okay.
And I would go to his house and, like, fucking change light bulbs in his crib.
What?
Yeah, so hooked up job through a homie.
Right.
And his neighbor was Bill Clinton's financial advisor.
Not okay.
Told me that he met Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh fuck.
And shit, and like the whole was in there, and he's like, dude, he's like, I never really got involved because this guy is pretty fucking cool. Like, his name's fucking Steve Allen.
There's so many people that are like, I just don't get involved, but they know things of knowing things around the people. Like, it's out, guys. It's out. Like, this shit is real.
Yeah, the shit's real. That's all I gotta say.
But what did he have more details?
He like just told me that there was like it was weird. Like they had this party for the Clintons.
Yeah.
And like they're like no joke, like next door neighbors. Like they share a gate, right?
Yeah. Like and I just wish my neighbors were the Clintons, you know? Like
they got that guy on one side and Alicia Keys is on the other side.
What the fuck?
She actually just moved, but
good. She probably found out about QAnon. She was on Reddit or something.
Dude, it's like an upper neighborhood. It was nice. It was a nice crib.
Yeah, she's getting the fuck out of there though.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and he said it was just weird. Like there was fucking definitely like children there and shit.
Yeah.
Just it was weird. He like wouldn't go into that much detail, but was totally like.
Yeah. So I was really close with someone for a while who lived and worked in Hollywood and was on like in a few movies. He was actually in Grown Ups too. Okay. But whatever. And a bunch of TV shows. So he was like lived in the Hollywood Hills, totally in the Hollywood
community.
scene, in the community. And he's just like pedophilia is a bigger problem in Hollywood than the homeless crisis. Like,
oh yeah, it's fucked up,
insane. And like he was a child actor, and he was getting told by like his managers and stuff since he was like 10 years old, like, look at the people you're auditioning for, like you want to fuck them. As a little kid, like it's built into the system. Yeah.
Yeah. The system's
Weird
fucked.
shit. It's weird
The
shit.
system is
Anyways, this is not the conspiracy we came here to talk about today, even though, like, I'll talk about this shit any day. Who's that guy? Something Ballard is the Navy SEAL who's, like, taking out all the pedophiles. He's, like, runs his own corporation.
Tyler Ballard.
It's not Tyler Ballard. Dude, it's not him. The guy's last name is Ballard, and he was a SEAL. But, anyways, okay. So, do you know about Bigfoot in the Book of Enoch?
No.
Okay, so do you know about the Book of Enoch?
Nope, educate me.
All right, so the Book of Enoch is this one book in the Bible that the Roman Catholic Church took out because they didn't like the pagan implications of it, right? Like it was like enforcing like some pagan beliefs, whatever. And there's a lot of speculation as to why they took it out. So that's one of the beliefs that why the Roman Catholic Church took it out. The Book of Enoch. So Enoch is Moses' father.
Okay.
And in the Book of Enoch, it describes the Nephilim, and it's all about stories of the Nephilim. Do you know what that is?
Is that Bigfoot?
No, well, that's what people think. The Bigfoot are the Nephilim. The Nephilim are the children of the fallen angels who fucked the women on Earth. Which, if you ever watch Ancient Aliens, a lot of people think are interdimensional beings or aliens if they're fallen angels, if you don't ascribe to the Christian worldview. And if you're looking at this through like a historical lens. But, so the Nephilim were like the giants and whatnot, but then there was, in the Book of Enoch, it describes all these other creatures. And it describes like, essentially like a Bigfoot character, but it's like interdimensional. And so people think that's the reason why Bigfoot can't be found, is because it's actually like a time-traveling interdimensional being that looks like a bipedal ape.
I mean, I totally believe in interdimensional travel.
Yeah, same.
And
I do it all the time.
I like definitely am big on astral projection.
Yeah.
Lucid dreaming, like all of that.
Yeah. Clint and I actually had a really crazy, like, fucking interdimensional moment the other day. I'll share that right after your point, but I just wanted to, like, interject. Go ahead.
I got one of these too. We could do two stories.
Let's do it.
But, so to think that if the Bigfoot was smarter than us, they're equally as capable of doing all those kind of things as possible.
Right.
But I still do believe in interdimensional, like, anything that it's your like energy, your like soul, so to speak, that's traveling and not your physical body.
Yes.
So if they were possible of that, I think that they would still, like, their physical body would still be in place.
Yes.
That they wouldn't completely just disappear.
Okay. Yeah. They're just good at hiding, you think? They're just like...
Yeah. Yeah. I think these dudes are... I think that people look at them all the time and people just... Especially nowadays, you know,
think they're
back
doing
in like
mind
the
control?
50s...
They're doing mind control and they only let people see them who they want to see them?
It's just every time I pull my fucking camera out, I swear to God. Like,
Yeah.
1 second, you know, I grab my camera and he's gone.
Every time Clint sees the Sasquatch.
I think... I don't know, like, if I don't think they're doing no mind control or nothing like that.
No.
Because if they were, and they didn't take over society...
How do we know
like
they didn't?
most
How do we know
selfless-
that Sasquatch isn't at the top of the like the New World Order globalist elites? And it's just run by a bunch of Sasquatches.
I guess.
You know, and the
that
Clintons and Bill Gates and all those people are just their little fucking henchmen. Is that?
I guess that totally could be.
Yeah.
You know, it could be. I can't discount it, but it's
It's a possibility.
It seems a little out there too, though.
It's a little out there. Okay, so I want to share what happened between Clint and I the other day. So I had to even call my mom and have her confirm this for me. So my mom and I, almost exactly a year ago, no, a little more, year and a half. I don't know. Never mind. I don't remember exactly how long.
All right, it was in the past.
We were at this restaurant called Bon Tai in North Park. I used to live in University Heights, so we walked over there. I was sick as a dog. I was super sick. My mom came over and she's like, "Let's get you some soup. We'll go to this Thai restaurant."
Yeah.
So we go there. I get a freaking tom kha fucking soup or whatever, and I'm eating it, and all day long, just like, sometimes when I get really sick, I'm like in a hallucinogenic state. Like I'm just like, shit's trippy, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Not like hallucinogenic, like mushrooms or anything.
No,
but just
it's
like,
trippy. Yeah,
it's trippy.
I got you.
Right. And so I was having like deja vu all day, and then we sat down at the restaurant, and I was like, I sat down on I looked up, I'm like, what's deja vu but for the future? Because there's like a French name for it, like seeing into the future. Because I'm like, I'm having the deja vu feeling right now as if I've experienced something, but it's for the future. Right? And so me and my mom looked it up and she's like, well, what are you experiencing? I'm like, well, I'm sitting here with a guy and he's in a white shirt and I'm looking at his chest and he's talking about something specific whatever, and I'm thinking about this, and I'm looking at his like shirt, there's black letters, he's in a white shirt, right? And I'm just like having such an intense feeling of that. Clint and I go to Bon Tai the other day, and we're sitting outside of the restaurant. I get a Tom Kha soup, and I'm eating it, and Clint's talking about something, whatever. I'm looking at his chest, he's wearing his white tap-out shirt with black letters.
Yeah.
And I just, like, it was, like, the weirdest, like, 360 feeling of, like, oh, my God, like, this is that moment. This is literally that exact moment. Like, everything. And I didn't even really know. We weren't super close in high school or whatever, so I didn't know him yet to even, like, project a person onto it. But I'm like, oh, you're literally the person from that.
This is
everything is exactly how I saw it. I call my mom up. I'm like, Mom, do you remember me saying this, yada, yada, yada? And she's like, oh, yeah, and you said this about this. But I'm like, it's happening right now. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, I just did interdimensional shit. Like, I guess all time is happening at once, though. Like, we experience it linearly, but, like...
Yeah.
It all already happened.
It's all exactly. What is.
So if I have a soul that exists outside of the, like, physical world where I physically manifest, and that's, like, feeding into my consciousness, right? My soul is... It already knows what's gonna happen. Maybe it just leaves, like, breadcrumbs somewhere, or it fucks up and it's like, oh, that's out of order, like, shit, they're gonna get a weird feeling today, like...
Alright, well, my interdimensional story is a little different. Okay. It's freaking... So, when I was in college...
Yeah.
First roommate moved into a frat, so I had, like, an open room, and then they just stuck me with this random dude.
Yeah.
And his name was Jaeger, of all things.
Funny.
And he was a monk, and he, like, grew up in a French monastery and everything.
The fuck?
And this dude, I'm telling you, because,
This was a movie experience.
No,
what the hell?
No, and he, like, wore the orange gown and everything, like, the whole, everything, shaved head, the whole night.
I've never heard about this. That is so crazy.
So he freaking was super, actually, kind of cool.
Yeah, I bet.
I still talk to him from time to time.
Yeah.
He's definitely a little weird.
Yeah, I bet.
Sorry, Jake. But, freaking, so...
We're probably weird as fuck to him, though.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, his mind power is, like, so great.
Yeah.
It's, like, just insane. So he would meditate, like, every single day.
I bet.
And, like, for hours. Mm-hmm. And he fucking, this one time... I would always, like, just leave him alone. He would, like, sit on the ground right next to his bed. Yeah. And, like, it was, like, a tall bed, and it had, like, a little inlet next to a desk, and he would sit under that. Yeah. So, like, shit couldn't hit him. And because, like, and we'd go in there, and we'd be smoking bong loads and shit, and this dude is, like, asleep. So it seems, but he's, like, propped. Right. And he wouldn't sit like that. He would, like, sit with his hands in his lap, and he would just sit crisscross applesauce.
Wow, just there, being there.
Just there. And he would, like, not move. And so this one time, we're all fucked up. Yeah. And my homie Jerry was like, this guy's putting it on. Like, it's been like 2 months. This dude does this 6+ hours every single day. Yeah. And I'm like, this guy is a nut. Like, in my head, I was like, he's a complete fucking nut. And,
that is so cool, though.
So, Jerry pushes this dude over. And, like...
Jerry, no!
Yeah, all fucked up. And so now he's, like, laid on the ground, but he's, like, fucking dead. And we're like... he's fucking dead. We killed him. Like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We've been smoking a bunch of weed in the room. And, it's all bad.
You just fucking with the guy?
No. So we leave.
Yeah.
Come back, like, 2-3 hours later. Dude is in the exact same fucking spot. And...
Like, sleeping? Like, where you pushed him?
Like, right where we pushed him. He hasn't moved anything. And he's, like, just breathing. Like...
What?
And then, like, fucking, I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed. And... Then, like, I'm like dozing off.
He's breathing.
And he's like, did I move? And I was like, yeah, dude, you fucking twitched. And you fell over and we didn't know what to do with you. And he's like, oh my God. Like, that was the most insane thing. Blah, 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 all this shit. And I'm like, dude, like, what are you fucking doing while you're meditating? Yeah. Like, like, what is this? Wow. And he's like, I time travel. No. And I'm like, it's super casual. I'm like, that's right.
That's right.
It's like the velocity of consciousness.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, did he ever give you details about where he time traveled?
Yeah, so I was like, dude, fucking teach me how to do this.
Teach me how!
So me and then, like, these 2 girls that fucking, like, live downstairs and my homie Jerry. Yeah. That dude that pushed him over. Yeah. We fucking had this guy teach us how to, like, astral project and do all this shit, right? And fucking, I've only, like, really astral projected, like, twice in my life. Yeah. But, so he, like, gave us this book to read, and we all, like, read it. It was called, like, freaking... like the Lucid Mind or some shit.
Okay.
Fucking some
Yeah,
book, right?
yeah.
And it kind of told you to like what to look for in your dreams to learn how to like lucid dream.
Start looking at your hands a lot throughout your day, and it's gonna trigger you to look at them in your
Be
dream.
able to tell what's real and what's not real.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he taught us how to fly in our dreams.
Nice.
And so we'd be like lucid.
I used to fly in my dreams all the time as a kid, and I never do anymore.
You have to just believe in yourself.
Okay.
But you can do it.
Okay.
But you like that's how we would know that we were lucid dreaming is we'd like he would like whatever you're doing, stop, stamp both your feet in the ground.
Yeah.
Jump off the ground. Don't like jump off a fucking building.
Yeah.
Just jump off the ground and try to fucking fly. And
Wow.
if you take off, you're dreaming. And he's like, don't try it unless you think you're dreaming.
I started flying when I tripped the fuck out on mushrooms a few months ago, and I ran barefoot in my pajamas from here to Daisy Flowers' house.
Oh man.
The way the bird flies, I was flying like through the air. I thought I was. I thought I grabbed onto the sun and flew away. Like
That's hilarious.
it was fucked. It was really crazy. Okay, so more about the lucid dreaming.
So anyways,
Yeah.
I'll cut it down. It's a long story.
No, it's good. It's good.
Freaking
You're on a podcast.
we learned how to lucid dream and we all had it down pretty good, and then we started meditating, and like the whole purpose of meditating was like when you're lucid dreaming, you could feel like a different part of yourself in your body, right? Like you know that it's like it feels real, like you feel the wind on your face, you can feel everything.
Yeah.
But you know that it's in your head.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you take like that part of your brain, it's like super hard to like fucking really put it into words, but it's like a feeling.
Yeah.
And so if you meditate and you just try to look for that feeling, like feel inside yourself, look for that feeling. And then when you connect the two is like when you astral project. And that's like when you are allowed to be like released from all like time, space, fucking inner dimensions, whatever.
Right. Did you ever reach the Akashic Records?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, the Akashic Records is like, I would say like it exists outside of time and space, right? And you can enter it by astral projecting, but it's the collective consciousness of all being and all experience.
Well, maybe I did, because so this is what happened was we were all sitting there meditating one day, and like it like happened.
Yeah.
And freaking like this fucking me. Like what is me? It's like what is me came out of me.
Yeah.
And like was floating above me, and I could see the energies of the people around me. Like it's all happened like simultaneously.
Yeah.
And then and Jaeger was like right there, and he's like, and I like look up, and there's like an opening to like another like universe.
What?
And I fucking float into it, and me and all my homies like like the three other friends that were there are right there, and you look down, you can like see our bodies.
No.
And we're like in this other place, and you can see around. And
this is like DMT. Like you went to the DMT place.
Like I don't know what it was, because when we were like, yes, we were smoking weed, but we were not doing like any kind of drugs, you know. And we're smoking weed every day.
Yeah.
And like looked like it was like the feeling was just so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it's like boom, like sucked me like right back into my body.
Wow.
And like we're like all of us like are opening our eyes at the same time. And Jaeger's like, nobody say anything. He's like, here's a piece of paper for each of you. Write down what you saw.
I love that he did that.
Before you freaking talk about it. And it was so that he could. He's like, I wanted to prove to you that what you were saying was real. Like, because it's so hard. He's like, that's after you experience it once, it's super hard to get back there because it's so overwhelming.
And this is something like in popular culture. We're so, my last podcast I talked about God and my ideas of spirituality. And I'm like, we are so obsessed with the material world that we are throwing so many babies out with the bathwater, where there's this whole other world we completely discount because nothing's real if it's not material. And I'm like arguing like the things that are spiritual are more real than the material world.
Exactly.
Like this is a moment.
That's why you can't focus on like material shit. Like yes.
Like if Sasquatch is, you know.
Dude, in Willie's movie, Sasquatch is in it for the money.
Is it?
So alright, Willie's movie, I'll give you a quick breakdown, you guys. I'll still check it out.
He needs to be here!
I know, I tried to talk him into it. He's gotta work. He's working for the dude that owns Qualcomm.
What is he doing next Friday?
I don't know.
I'm having him on. We're gonna fucking play the movie on here or something.
It's tight. Yeah,
Nice,
watch that one
nice.
and Beer Run. Those are the two fucking best ones.
I love it.
But anyway, so the basis of the movie is this girl is like on a search for Bigfoot
Okay.
because her dad was, and he went missing and like is
Okay.
assumed dead.
Nice.
And
Purpose.
then she like goes and she's like looking for it. Oh, and like her dad in the movie is like my dad.
Oh,
It's
really?
like really my dad. Yeah. He doesn't have any lines. He's just like newspaper clippings.
Oh
He's like
my God.
shows a newspaper clipping and it's of him and he's like got these big footprints in his hands and shit. It's fucking.
I want to
good
work
comedy.
on something with Willie, like real fucking soon.
It's super
oh my
comedy.
God.
But
Oh
and-
my God, that's so cool.
So, anyways, this girl eventually finds Bigfoot
Yeah.
in the woods,
Yeah.
and Bigfoot is like a dude in a suit.
No.
And he's like, look at me and my family own the rights to the name of Bigfoot, and
Yeah.
we're making so much money off it a year. Like, you found me, so I'll cut you in. Like, I
Yeah.
cut in your dad. He's out here in the Bahamas. Like, we'll
He
fly you to him.
He
and
left.
yeah.
Oh my God.
And freaking, and Bigfoot's like, your dad told us like, he knew that you would find him too, so we're gonna send you with him or whatever.
Oh my
Some shit. It's
God.
fucking comedy.
And he has people like acting these roles and everything. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. I can't wait
it's
to watch
freaking
it.
Great.
This is phenomenal.
It's great.
I'm picturing a meme to like fucking like advertise the movie of like when your dad leaves to find Sasquatch and doesn't come back.
Yeah.
He said he's leaving to find Sasquatch. Oh my, that's great. Okay, I wish that I could read my own handwriting.
You're stoned.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, have you heard of missing 411 cases?
Like, what do you mean? Like a missing 411 case?
Okay, so there's these. Okay. I know. These are so weird. These are so specific. That's why they're categorized under a certain code, because all of them are so specific and creepy. So some of them have some extra elements to it, but they all have like certain elements to it. So it's all about people that go missing in America's national parks.
Okay.
And in all of these cases, the people's clothes are left behind, like perfectly, neatly folded.
Okay.
Oh, okay. A lot of them, the clothes will, like, it'll be like 10 years from like the site that they went missing from, and then the clothes will show up neatly folded there when they like go to search again for the area. Or, I'm trying to like think of specific, like, people of really high intelligence from German descent will be like taken for something, like will just go disappearing in national parks.
Hitler's still alive, huh?
I mean, there's a lot of people that think that like Nazis and
Oh, that shit's
figured
definitely
out-
still around.
well,
for
because
sure,
they were so
in
into the
60s.
occult, right? The Nazis were super into occult mysticism, and so they were really into like the Akashic records and astral projecting and taking drugs and talking to internet. All the Nazis were on meth.
That shit
All of
is
them were on
because it's
methamphetamine.
real.
Yeah,
That's why I do
So
that.
a lot of people think that Nazis are actually like interdimensional beings that have a base on the moon, and that they are trying to recruit people from the national parks, like of German descent, to fucking help them work on whatever they're doing.
Yeah, I
Whatever.
got
Yada,
Trevor
yada,
in
yada.
the blood. What's up, guys?
Oh my God. No. You get off the moon. You get off our moon. That's an American moon. We went there first.
Teach me how to get in deep, man.
Oh my God. You just want to astral project and float away. Just zooming through the stars. Anyways, that has nothing to do with the 411 cases. I don't remember shit about it, but when I edit it, I'm going to put some like stats on the fucking screen because I don't remember details right now.
Right.
But in a lot of these cases, only when the children fall into these circumstances, they're brought back alive, right? They're found alive. Adults will go, their bodies won't be found, right?
They're just gone forever.
But the kids will come back alive and they'll experience like, they'll say, I saw you guys around me, I was right in front of you, you were all talking to me, and I was talking to you, but you couldn't hear me.
Weird.
Right? And God, there was this one case where this boy went missing in a town for like 3 weeks, and people could hear him running around the town screaming for people to talk to him and find him.
Sheesh.
Yeah. They could,
Fuck
like,
that.
so many people from the town could, you have to, like, look this up. There's, like, really weird details to it. And then he was found, and he said, I was in a space between you guys. So they think these children are, like, crossing through barriers into, like, different dimensions.
That's crazy because that's their physical bodies, too.
Right. And then but they think that there's portals in a lot of the national parks that they're, like, crossing through. Whatever. The youngest children have described that the reason they got back to the portal and could come back to the group was that a giant dog on 2 legs helped them get through. And so this kind of feeds into the Sasquatch as an interdimensional being thing. Like, That could be and all the
That could be.
Sasquatch sightings are in the national parks, right?
They are, yeah.
So he might be helping these children like cross between the dimensions if they get stuck, if they accidentally wander into a portal or something.
Dude, this one time, oh my gosh. I'm gonna cry. It's crazy.
Okay, I saw you tearing up. I'm like,
I
is
was
this
like,
the weed?
dude, no, it's like I started thinking about this shit. It's like legit the most craziest thing that ever happened to me.
Okay.
But I was like totally on drugs.
Okay.
So I was like, was
Yeah.
it the drugs or
Right,
what was it? But it
right.
was like it was real.
Yeah.
But so we took a bunch of fucking acid,
Right.
me and 4 buddies,
Yeah.
and I was like, it was like noon, and we're like, you know what? There's like this 16-mile trail that goes to the top of this 14er mountain
Yeah.
in Colorado. And I was like, dude, I think we can fucking get there.
Yeah, we can get there.
I think we can do this.
That's the best when you're on a mission and you're high.
Dude, and so we were like, go, and we're like, we started off jogging. And we're like jogging down this trail, and it was like over freaking like bridges that going over little creeks and shit. It was like so beautiful and shit. And we're like, dude, it'd be so tight if we had some horses.
Yeah.
And then, so all of a sudden, this guy like comes riding down the hill, like as we say it.
Yeah.
And it's like one dude on a horse with 4 empty horses with saddles.
That's a spirit guide.
Like, and I was like, dude, oh my gosh, like, freaking, you know, that's it right there.
Yeah.
And so we like walk up the road a little bit more, and we're like, all right, you know, let's just sit down and chill, like fucking tripping out.
Yeah.
And we like sit there for like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
In one spot, and we're like, nobody talks to each other. We just sat there.
Uh-huh.
And then like we get up and we're like, all right, cool, like let's start heading back. And so we start going back, and it's like we like jogged up for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we figure if we walk back, it should take us like 3.5 hours to get back to like where we were.
Yeah.
And we're like walking and we're walking and we're like, I don't know. Oh, and none of us brought our phones.
Oof.
Like nobody has a phone.
Yeah.
We
Just
have
raw dog in life.
1 bottle of water each.
Oh God.
Like one
Oh,
little bottle of
Jesus.
water each, right?
Oh my God. After
And-
a 2-hour jog.
Yeah.
fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. But so we end up walking this trail for like 3 hours, and we come up over this like huge ass cliff, like overlooking this like beautiful fucking lake and everything,
Yeah.
and we're like, dude, like we didn't come past this on the way here.
No.
And we're like, yeah, we did. And I was like, I don't think, dude, we would have stopped and looked at this.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, we did. And so we like kept going. We're like, all right. So if we're close, we got to be like really close. And we all got like a sip of water left, like in 2 bottles.
my
So
God.
we're like between the 4 of us,
Yeah,
like we're gonna
yeah.
split this last of this water because we feel really confident that we're really close to being back.
We're rationing.
Yeah,
already.
we're rationing this out. We're like,
Yeah.
we're pretty sure we're right there.
Yeah.
Here we go. Boom. We finished water, and we like keep walking, and we're totally not going the right
Fuck.
way. We're like, you know what? I don't think we're going the right way.
Yeah.
And like the sun's about to set, and we're like, oh no.
Jesus.
So we fucking like barely like finally get back to where we stopped originally, right?
Yeah.
And then there was like all of a sudden some other trail, like the trail we just walked down wasn't there anymore, and it was like the trail that we came up, and like we like walked 50 feet down into it, and like all this other shit happened while we were out there lost in the woods. Like we like legit like contemplating building shelter. Like we were like, dude, we're fucking like, you know, we're fucked. Like it was October in Colorado.
Oh no.
And we had no jackets or nothing. And we were like, dude, like we're gonna have to cuddle up together, guys, and we're gonna have to get through this one. And we're all tripping acid too, and it was just like fucking with our heads. And we're like, oh, I just want to get out of this, but I fucking tripped out.
Yeah.
But so fucking we like finally get back to where we were, and I like found like, and like I'm telling you, like this trail disappeared that we just came down, and there was only one trail, one way to go, and I picked up off the ground like a horseshoe that had fallen off of those 4 horses that went by us at the very beginning.
What?
And like as soon as like I got it and we all touched it, it was like we're like back. And it was like I'm saying we were on drugs, so it's hard to say one way or the other.
But other people felt the experience as well.
Oh, there's 4 of us total. So like the other 3 guys fucking
Yeah.
totally felt it. And like we still talk about it today. It's like because I felt so
That
bad.
reminds me of Dragon Tales when they hold the dragon scale and they fucking teleport back to their room.
And that's like literally how it was. It was like crazy. Yeah.
What do they say? I wish with all my heart to see. Fuck, what is the rhyme? Do you know the Dragon Tales?
I believe it's a lunchbox.
It's not. It
Or
comes
is it
out of a
not?
lunchbox, but it is a dragon
Okay.
scale.
Yeah, I don't remember the.
Like, I wish I would. Okay, I don't remember it. I'll play it somewhere. That'll be in the fucking ending
In
song.
the ending.
Dragon
Word.
Tales. That's so crazy though, Evan. Like
It
that's
was crazy. I
Do you-
felt like we totally moved.
After you came back, were you like that was a different place, or like did you feel like you were on Earth the whole time?
No, like we definitely like, especially once we finally like got back to the house where we were staying.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, just everything felt incomplete to all of us. Not like
Yeah.
just to somebody, but it's just like,
Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah.
Like
Ah.
that's like, and to this day, it's like a hard feeling to explain. It's just like, it felt so
like you
much
were on
like
the
we were
precipice of something
somewhere.
so meaningful.
And if we would have went around 2 more corners, we might have found it.
A unicorn
friggin',
or a Sasquatch.
who fucking knows? But then we came back.
Yeah, but we came back. We were this close. Damn, that's crazy.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. You've had some wild experiences, man.
That was awesome.
Have you
college
had?
experience.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a Sasquatch?
No.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Have you come close, do you think? Like, how close do you think, like, if you had to estimate, how close has your physical body been to a Sasquatch?
I mean, I'm sure within a couple miles at times,
Really?
being like out in the hills in Humboldt or some shit.
Yeah.
But like, I couldn't necessarily say that I felt his presence or anything like
No,
that.
no,
Yeah.
but just like you have to run like some data really quick on like the
Yeah, like,
probability of how
the
close you got
probability of how close that shit was, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
We
I'm
were
gonna guess
freaking
like 12.
baptizing ourselves in the Mad River.
Yeah.
And I know he was up the way.
He was up there like, blessed be my son. I love that. Okay, the last thing I want to do, because let me check how long we've been going for. A good amount. The last thing I want to do, there's this website. It's called it's called BigfootMap.com, and it's part of the Bigfoot Mapping Project, where if you have a Bigfoot sighting, you can go on here and put the exact location, latitude, fucking longitude, all of the details about it, and then do a description of your Sasquatch sighting. So I wanted you and I pick a few locations, like cities, whatever, in the United States.
Mendocino County.
Mendocino County.
Yes.
Okay. Let me fucking zoom out.
Unless you got something already ready to go.
No, I don't. I just
Okay,
literally zoomed.
okay.
I zoomed in on Vegas because I was like, there's got to be a Bigfoot sighting in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Like right up in here.
Right here. Okay. Mendocino National Forest.
This is probably the closest I felt like I've ever been to Bigfoot.
This is where, like, apparently a track has been. Here, okay, several in the forest. This
I was
is
like
a.
camping at Lake Mendocino and I was like,
How,
dude,
where is that one at?
I think that.
I don't know if I can see it on my map. Let's click this guy, though. What do you
Yeah,
think?
let's do it.
We'll read about it. More info. Okay, the latitude 39.92, longitude -122.92.
Oh, I know exactly where that is.
Yeah. That's the spot.
That's the spot, dude. That's a smoking spot for sure.
All right, let's get the details. Location details: Little Doe Rock, just above Covelo Indian Reservation. Covelo. So, do you know the area?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit? Okay. Mendocino, California. Observed. I was deer hunting with some fireman friends, and it was the end of the morning hunt, about 10 a.m., when Bob and I were watching 2 does struggling to climb a shale cliff, as we heard a lot of noise down below in a wooden gully. A minute later, we saw an elderly man climbing up the steep hill towards us. We waited for him to reach the top to see what he had seen that morning in the way of the deer. Oh, in the way of deer. Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm a little high. When he reached us, we could see he was very scared and pale. He could hardly talk. He was breathing so hard. But after a couple minutes, he was able to tell us that he had just seen Bigfoot at the bottom of the gully. We looked at each other and smiled, trying not to laugh at the guy. And the guy got angry, saying he didn't care if we believed us or not. He knows what he saw, and it was huge. That's what she said. We still didn't... We still didn't believe him until he said, I paid $700 for my deer rifle 3 years ago, and I just dropped it and ran. That's what
It
convinced us.
says year 76, too.
Year 1976, yeah. Then we noticed that he didn't have his rifle, and the goosebumps hit us both. The guy just kept walking down the old logger trail and left. Bob went down and found the guy's rifle. It was a beautiful Browning 30...
Oh, 6.
That's the aught. That's what that stands for. Okay. With scope. We looked for the guy's camp, but he had apparently left. I believe this old man saw what he saw. Other witnesses, deer hunting. environment, very heavy timber. Okay, I'm not gonna get into all that.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't exactly see it, but he stumbled upon someone who
Somebody
saw
that
one.
saw it, yeah.
So far, real accurate data.
Real accurate. It's on the internet. It has to be. real.
This is actually the type of data they use to make the vaccine.
Are you guys vaccinated?
Fuck no, dude.
All right.
I'm trying to have babies. Are you?
I have an
Fuck
immune
no.
system,
Okay.
though. I mean,
Yeah, I got an immune system. That shit's working
Yeah,
fine
exactly.
so far. I kiss my cats on the mouth every day, dude. Nothing can
I've
get me. I
traveled
scrub
across the
toilets.
country twice during COVID.
Yeah.
Once in the peak and once.
I wish I
towards
did in
end.
the beginning. I wish I wasn't being such a pussy.
It was tight.
They got me in the
Everything was
beginning.
closed. It was really fucking cool.
Is that sarcasm?
No, it was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah, like,
it was cool,
it was-
and then it
it-
gets annoying.
No,
Yeah.
well, it was like cool because it was like, dude, like in Vegas, for example, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Been to Vegas a bunch. Yes, going out to the clubs and shit like that sucked, but
Right.
going to like the M&M factory, the Hershey World, like
That shit was open?
yeah, that shit was open, and there was a line to get in, but it wasn't that long, and when you got inside, there was nobody in there.
Wow.
Like you had the whole place to yourself. And
That's
like,
pretty cool.
walking
yeah.
around Caesar's Palace with nobody in it. It was kind of tight.
Yeah, my one of my favorite comedians right at the beginning of the pandemic was like, if you're a young person and you're not traveling right now, you're a fucking idiot and I have no respect for you. And I was like,
You're getting checks from the government and you're not traveling? What the fuck are you doing?
I wish I had. Okay, so I wanted to pick the next Sasquatch sighting, the one that would be closest to us.
Perfect.
So let's get more info. Right near gosh darn Tijuana. Okay, Okay, date April 1994, San Diego County, California. Nearest road, Otay Lakes Road. Conditions, heavy fog. Time, night. Location, the Otay River leading into the lake, but it was restricted area. I was working as a Border Patrol agent, and that is how I had access to the area.
I
Report
used
detail.
to live right there.
Really?
Actually, yeah. Uh-huh.
So you've probably been real close to some Sasquatches. Okay. Description of event. At about 2 a.m., I was working the Otay River area with 3 other agents. The area had just burnt in a fire, so it was black, and there was heavy fog. We were working on foot and heard a loud crash into the water, something very large, but just one splash. We walked over without using lights and could hear something in the water. It was walking against the current and on 2 feet. We could see nothing, and they know how to track shit too by like the sounds,
Yeah.
right? Because they're looking for human beings
I
that
hope
walk
so.
like that. You think they teach them that shit?
We used to play, what was it called? Like hop and run or some shit.
Hop and run.
You run across Star Ranch Road
Oh my
in all
God.
black clothes, like as a border patrol's coming up, and they get out and chase you, and if you get caught, you're like, "Oh, you got me!"
Oh my
and
God.
then if they don't catch you, you're like, "I got away. What's up? That's it."
Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah.
God, that could be a skit. That could
We
be
used
a
to
really
actually
funny
do
skit.
that. Like,
I
that
bet
was
you
real,
did though.
like-
I bet you did, but that's just like such a joke in and of itself. Like the whole thing is a
We got
sketch.
away more often than we got caught too. I remember we used to
Yeah.
light shit on fire.
Oh my God.
And then run from them. Like there's just no point. What? Like why did some of you do that? Like
Yeah.
that was just stupid.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But
Like,
just to be teenage boys, just to be
I
reckless.
guess.
That's so funny. Okay, let's hear what this guy saw. There were 4 or 5 coyotes trying to leave the area as fast as they could. They seemed scared, but did not yelp. There was no noise except the creature walking in the water. We could clearly hear it and followed alongside the creek bank until the brush stopped us. We all felt an extremely evil presence and all felt afraid. That's not the Bigfoot I know.
No, I don't
That
think
couldn't have been
that's it.
Bigfoot. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He let the chick go see his dad. Her dad. That's how cool he is. Okay, we left the area. A few minutes later, the scope operator spotted something stalking 2 other agents in the same area. The scope was the type that picked up heat signatures. The operator said the object was following the agents toward over them. Oh, towered. Following the other. Okay, the thing that was following them towered over them. He had never seen such a large signature. I've heard of other encounters in the Otay and Tecate Mountains and know a few agents who tried to track it, but the tracks always just disappeared. They were not fake tracks. We do this every day for a living. Anyway, I don't think Bigfoot is an animal. He is something else. I don't think he can ever be encountered on purpose or will ever be captured. As unbelievable as it sounds, I think he can just vanish at will. Wow.
Word.
Word. That's kind of what we were saying.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about the interdimensional stuff for
Yeah.
sure.
This data so far is not convincing for me.
No, I wouldn't say it's convincing for me either.
Because neither of them saw it. Should I
Yeah.
pick another one and maybe like a more popular? Clint, you want to pick the next area where you think a Bigfoot was spotted?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay. Unzoom this. Then I think we'll do this last one and we'll call it a quits.
Or let's look up one Bigfoot in Oklahoma where they got the fucking grant at.
Oh, okay.
Just
okay.
to see fucking, I'm very
We'll do-
curious.
we'll do
Why
that
is there even a
next.
Bigfoot in Oklahoma? That's fucking out there.
I know. Also, all the dots are like where the Bigfoots are. What? Oh, that I thought that was my mouse. It's a bug.
I did too.
I was like, why is it moving like that? Okay, while you do this, I'm gonna literally sprint and go pee, and then I'll be right back.
What about Bigfoots on other continents?
Oh, and if you guys if you find one, just read it to the camera. And I'll
All right.
Other continents, yeah. I think there's a few in Germany I saw, and Australia.
Where?
Probably gonna make her do all the work realistically. Let's see.
Utah.
Utah.
It's my
Nice.
home state.
What?
I was born in Salt Lake City.
No way.
Mhm.
That's cool. Was Willie born here?
He was born in Nevada.
Why is this one so little?
Henderson, Nevada.
Oh, here we go.
That's where Buck's from.
All right, folks. Year 2001, season
Beaver,
summer.
Utah? I used to live right there.
No way.
So like,
Dude,
no,
okay,
like,
you are so connected to all these fucking sightings. That is
that's
weird.
Like, that's like less than an hour from where I used to live. So
This is like the Bigfoot's gonna find you.
I am Bigfoot.
I am Bigfoot. I am Bigfoot. That's going to the fucking teaser. That's so good. Okay, month August. State Utah, county Beaver County. Location details: remote wooded area with lots of wood life. Nice, pleasant summers. Well, okay, whatever. Observed. I'm glad I came across this site. It helped me deal with my experience. August 2001 is when it happened in Fish Lake. What's that? Natal?
National Forest.
Oh.
Utah.
It's an abbreviation. That's what that is, not a word.
That's it.
Utah. My girlfriend and dogs always take camping trips to Beaver, Utah, July 4th weekend. But because of too many people, we started going in mid-August and farther from state campgrounds to get away. We were fishing at LeBaron what is that? Reservoir?
Yeah.
At about 9 a.m. Why is this guy abbreviating everything? It was
I
sunny.
just want to type it up.
Yeah, I know, he's lazy. It was sunny.
I put a bunch of extra S's or extra letters on the shit.
Yeah, my dyslexic ass is like, what the fuck am I looking at? Warming up. Nights get very chilly up there. It was Wednesday. Nobody was around. Matter of fact, saw no one in or around our camp or fishing spots for 2 days. I was standing at water's edge casting my lure when I noticed a bear drinking from the lake at about 200 yards to my front right, like 2 o'clock. I called my girlfriend's attention to it, and she's like me, nervous but also like cool. Then she says,
She's nervous but cool. I love that.
same. Okay. It's standing up. Then I say, holy shit. Never been so scared in my life. I thought I didn't feel... Wait. My life. Though I didn't feel threatened. Okay. What we observed was something walking like a human covered with dark brown hair. It was moving back in the woods. It didn't seem to notice us, or it didn't care we were there. I'm convinced that what we saw was a Bigfoot. There is no other animal like the animal or thing we saw that day. I didn't investigate afterwards. We were headed back to camp to pack and go home. We now are back to camping 4th of July at state-run campgrounds. Also notice...
Pansy.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be fucking dedicated to talking about
Yeah,
that
like,
thing.
dude, you just seen it. What the fuck, dog?
I'd be
You
like,
were right
I
there.
want to shake your hand!
Like, I
I
come in
wanna
peace.
shake your hand.
Show me the ways.
Yes, honestly, you're just trying to astral protect them.
Hey, yo, who knows? I got mine to introduce me to the aliens, and then freaking...
Wait, do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, of course.
Nice. What kind?
Fucking other life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's already there.
Yeah.
That's all over the place. Bacteria, Mars. But do you think there's intelligent life?
Yeah.
Okay. I do too, a little bit. Because, like, where's that idea come from?
I
You
think,
know?
too,
How do you
that,
think
like,
that up?
No, like, what's the possibility of there not being anything else out there in an infinitely fucking large universe?
Yeah.
Like, it's infinite.
What about
So,
flat
like,
Earth? Do you believe in flat Earth?
No, like...
I got real into flat Earth.
Like, yes,
Yeah.
but I think it's not like that the Earth's literally fucking flat.
Yeah.
It's that
It's a dimension.
the...
A plane.
Sure. and that the power of the mind holds you back from fucking getting to the edges. But
Oh, okay, maybe. I like to argue flat earth things with my dad because it pisses him off so much. Like, he thinks I'm actually a flat earther, and he's like, this fucking kid is not going anywhere.
no, like, I don't know. I haven't been, like, completely overseas.
Yeah.
But, like, there's a lot to it. I've been to, like, places where you can see the curvature of the earth.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you can, like, see, like...
The flat earth argument...
fucking, we could go outside right now and look at the dome.
The dome... Honestly, when you go to Julian during, like, a meteor shower in the summer, the shit looks a little bit like a dome.
It definitely looks like a dome right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a dome.
Yeah, it's a dome. And they think space is liquid. It's liquid space theory. You have to see the videos of the moon. It looks crazy. Look up moon liquid space theory. Okay, back to Bigfoot. I've been on some shit. Never been so scared. Okay, blah, okay. Also noticed. It all seemed normal, except this was the first and only time my dog didn't bark at what appeared to be a hairy man. She was just staring at it like we were.
That goes into the mind control theory. That's Bigfoot's like, oh, look at there you are, just kick back.
Yeah, kick back. Just look.
I'm gonna walk that way.
I'm gonna walk that way.
Give me 5.
And dip. But what's the point of him just, like, walking through?
They just caught him off guard. He's like, oh, shit, I was like trying to get a drink or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
I want to know Bigfoot's purpose.
His purpose?
Yeah.
It's probably exactly what he's doing to us. Like,
He just wants us to think about him.
Yeah,
Maybe that
for
gives
the
him more
money.
power in the astral realm the more we think about him because the powers of our mind is, like, generating it.
True that.
You know what I'm
That could be
saying?
it, for sure.
Okay, man, Evan, this was such a good podcast. I can't wait to edit this shit. This was gnarly. This was such a gem and, like, such a rewarding experience. So thank you so much for
Hey,
coming on.
thank you so much for having me.
I want to
man.
shake your
Appreciate
hand. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give me a like. Subscribe to my channel if you like the podcast or the other skits I do. And I love to see what you guys have to comment because this was a crazy one that I feel like people will have some shit to say about. So that's it. Love you guys. Thank you. Have a great night. Thank you, Evan.
it. Thank you.
This was good, man. Like, honestly...